All right, what is the inverse of each function below using the correct notation? So to start, I'm going to call this y to start. And to find the inverse, I always like to switch x and y. So I'm going to kind of rewrite this. I'll change it all back when we're done here, but I'm just changing, oops, that's 2y to the power of 3 halves. I switch x and y, and then I just solve for my y variable. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2 to get x over 2 equals y to the power of 3 halves. I could also call this 1/2 x. Doesn't really matter. But when it says correct notation, I don't really know exactly what that means as far as if it prefers one or the other, but I'll show you both. Then from here, to get rid of this to the power of 3 halves, I'm going to raise it to the power of 2/3, because if I multiply 3 halves times 2/3, it gives me 6/6, which leaves me with just y by itself. And that gives us 1/2 x to the power of 2/3 over here. And so I'm going to go ahead and leave it like this, I guess. But again, when I see like use the correct notation, the way that I would see that is originally we started with our function h of x. So when I'm talking about the inverse, I want to say h to the power of -1, or the inverse of h of x is equal to 1/2 x to the power of 2/3. So that's kind of where I'm going with like the correct notation piece, is making sure that we have that inverse in the beginning. Okay, second one here for j of x, same idea. I'm going to switch x and y here. So I'm going to say x equals 4 log base 5 of y minus 1. Divide both sides by 4 to get x over 4, or 1/4 times x. Again, I don't think that is too big of a deal which way you write that. And then to get rid of this log, I'm going to raise both sides to a base of 5 to cancel that out. So I got 5 to the power of x over 4 equals y minus 1. And I'm going to add 1 to both sides. So I got 5 to the power of x over 4 plus 1. And again, like as far as correct notation goes, j to the power of -1 of x equals 5 to the power of x over 4 plus 1. Last one here, switching x and y for 2y minus 3 to the power of 1/3. When I am going through this, I'm going to again divide by 4 first. 2y minus 3 to the power of 1/3. And then to get rid of this power of 1/3, again, you could look at it as the cube root if you wanted to, or just know that you can raise this to the power of 3. And then when I multiply these, it just becomes 1. So then I have x over 4 to the power of 3 equals 2y minus 3. Add 3 to both sides. And the last step here would be to divide by 2 or multiply by 1/2. So I'll just do that. X over 4 plus 3. Oh man, that's ugly. Hold on, let's do this again. So we'll do x over 4 to the power of 3 plus 3. And then I multiply that by 1/2. Ugh, that's an ugly, ugly answer. But so be it. And this one here was originally f of x. So f -1 of x equals 1/2 times x over 4 cubed plus 3.